This is a new model that's really just only come out yesterday, and some of you may already recognise what this video is going to be about. I've got an Ixion A2 sitting here. Alright, welcome back everyone to another video at Hearns Hobbies. You're here with myself, Kieran, and some of you may already recognise what this video is going to be about. I've got an Ixion A2 sitting here. More specifically, I have 3 of them, but I'll get to that later. So this is a new model that's really just only come out yesterday, or arrived in stores yesterday. Currently available both on our own website and Ixion's. A lot of you who know already about the A2, there's A2 986 that's currently running in preservation. It's the only operational A2. I'll pull this out here for the moment, just in case any of you recognise it a bit better by looking at it instead of me talking about it. So this is currently running with steam rail, and you do get a steam rail plate that's already fitted to the front of it, and box pock wheels, extended coal bunker. So this is from when the A2 986 was actually running as an oil burner. So initially all the A2s came with just the coal, hence the little front bit here, which was it just cut off, and all the details behind it were different. I'll show you a model that has that in a second. But they converted it to oil burning during its time with VR, and in preservation they converted it back to coal burning. But as a result, it meant that they had this extended bunker that was just, they didn't need it to fit this oil tank in it anymore. So they've just got a whole lot more coal that they can fit in it for longer trips than that, which I guess is more useful, right? But anyway, very nice little model, just straight out of the box. Little, very quiet runner, nice and smooth. It's got the headlight on the front and the 2 marker lights on the back as well. Just about everything you can ask for from a model, actually. Solid metal frame on it, and I believe the boiler is also made of metal. Fully detailed cab and everything, and you do get the driver and fireman to add into them as well, so you don't have to worry about trying to hunt them down. And you also do get few in the accessory packs you have. You do get some coal that you can add into it. You can either do that, you can leave it empty like that. Most people will like to add a load just for a little bit of realism. Some people will prefer to add their own coal that they think is more scale. And yeah, so there's plenty of customizing options. Does have the red buffer beam as well, and everything else that goes along with A2 986 specifically. We've got quite a few versions available in both DC and DCC. I'll show you a DCC version. So this one is A2 996. It was in service, well, they were all in service on the Victorian Railways network. This was double-headed with A2 995 for the last broad gauge spur of progress back to Melbourne. And it's one of the few that has survived into preservation, albeit static preservation. There was talks about trying to bring it back a couple of years ago, but I think the boiler is not in a very good condition for it. It is on display in Echuca, and you can see it just by entering the wharf there. You don't have to pay for a ticket or anything. And 995 is also on display at the Newport Railway Museum. I'll go through a couple of these functions and everything for you in a second. Switch that. So you might be able to hear it a little bit at the moment, but it kind of operates similar to C38 if you ended up getting one of the Zimo decoders with the sound file on it. So you put it on track and it's already making noises. Usually most of the time models will require you to push a button to activate the noise, but this is the other way around. So you can push a button to turn it off, but by default it's already making it, or it's already doing the little steam sounds. So it's kind of just like a little whooshing sound as the steam going through the boiler and all that, and it'll be coming out the funnel, of course, on the real thing. But we've got a couple other functions to go along with it. So hopefully you heard that. That was the guard's whistle. You should have definitely heard that. That was the well, that was the train whistle, right? Very loud, very nice. There's a couple other functions to go along with it. There's even a couple short whistles to go with. There we go. And there's a lot of other functions you can find as you go through it. So there is a headlight too. Both, I mentioned earlier, there's a headlight on the front and 2 marker lights on the back. And as it takes off, it's actually quite loud and very nice. I am looking forward to running one of these in when I get the chance to. But I'll take this off just for a little bit of a spin at the moment. The sound is actually quite accurate for an A2. I'm sure they were taking recordings at some stage for it. But I remember standing next to A2 986 as it was leaving Moorabbin Station and getting very much deafened by all the steam rushing out of the cylinders as it was leaving. So in reverse now, there's the brake release. Try turn it up a little bit faster for you. Acceleration is nice, sound is very nice. The timing of the chuffs is very good too. That's something that a lot of people tend to look out for, or at least I tend to look out for. And yeah, as it comes in the box, this is very nice. Definitely one of Ixion's best models yet, and I know they're only going to get better. Very nice slow crawl as well. Just do a quick check with the speed step 1. So this is another thing a lot of people tend to look out for. Ignore the brake squeal. See how it reacts to just speed step 1. See how slow it can go. Now it is actually moving. I can see the wheels moving. It may be a little hard for you to see on camera, but it is a very nice little slow crawl. For something that's just come out of the box, that's very nice. Alright, I'll stop that there for the moment. So, very nice little model, very well detailed, and they sound amazing just straight out of the box. I personally might consider painting the wheels black myself, just so I think it might look a little better than as they come. So they do look a little shiny at the moment, being just like black and metal, but other than that, these are a perfectly good model. They do come already coupled up inside, so the loco and tender are together inside the boxes, so you don't have to worry about connecting them together like you did with the J classes, and it's a much simpler connection as well. So if you have to take them apart for whatever reason, whether it be DCC fitting or anything else, it is very easy to put them back together. Very similar to the connection for the K classes and the D3s actually, but I believe there's only 6 pins on it instead of the 8 that come with the D3s and the Ks. Yeah, very nice little model, can recommend. Definitely get your hands on one. They do come with a few different customizable or different features on them as well. So there is your A2 986 with the plate cowcatcher, and Ixion have also produced a few variants with the bar cowcatcher. We also have your spoked wheels and your box puck wheels, of course, and not to mention this. So this is A2 971. Unfortunately didn't survive into preservation, but you may be able to see it a little bit from the top there. So that it has the oil tank in it, so you don't have to worry about fitting that or anything, kind of like the way the J classes came. All your coal burners, you get an extra coal load to go with them, or you didn't with the J's, but you do with the A2s, and the oil burners come already fitted. There is other detailed parts that don't come with it, so at a time they had a square oil tank, a couple of the models, and so you will need to customize it a little bit to fit that one in. I believe there is a part that you can get for it, but it is otherwise a very nice model. There's also your bar cowcatcher on this one too, instead of your regular plate, so you might be able to see it a little bit from the top there. There's your bars whereas your A2 986 has just a solid plate. There are of course holes in it as well, but you can tell a little bit from the shape of it. The bars just go straight up down from the running plate. Again, this is a highly recommended model. I'll be definitely getting one myself. If it was up to me and I had infinite resources, I'd get 3, but I'm definitely getting at least one of them. I'm definitely getting one of them. That's about all I have for you today. This model has been highly anticipated for quite some time. I would like to give full props to Ixion for keeping us updated at every step of the way. Basically with the whole thing of the whole process of creating this loco. So the design stages, everything that went on with the building and making of them, assembly, shipping, everything. We've been well updated throughout the whole process, and it's been very nice to see the way that they've handled it. They have produced a wonderful model, and I can highly recommend picking one up for yourself. I believe that's all I have for you today. Can highly recommend. Definitely come in and check one out. We're always willing to show you one, and if you have any questions, let us know. Any that you're after and we might not have in stock at the time, we can definitely try to sort you out. Alright, that's about it, and hope to catch you in here sometime soon.